Yeah, my name's Michael Tsigeridis. I race a Porsche GT3 in the GT3 Cup Challenge Australia Championship. I've always had an interest in cars and motorsport ever since I suppose I could drive a car, which was probably about 14 or 15 realistically. And only sort of recently in the last 5 years took it to the next level. So the factors that I suppose made me decide to get into motorsport was that you come to a point in your life where you always dream about doing things and sometimes just ignore them. And I just came to a point where I said, you know, it's something that I'm passionate about. I really enjoyed racing. I never really thought about it deeply enough. And then one day I said, you know what, I can do it. I'm going to do it. And that was it. So my experiences as an amateur driver in the GT3 Cup Challenge, I've been in that for the last 3 years. This is my third season now. It's a 6-round season. Generally speaking, I do either 3 or 4 races per year. I've had a couple of podiums so far. It's more of a hobby, so they're my experiences travelling to interstate circuits. I'm looking to this year to go to Queensland also. I haven't driven on the Queensland track, but hopefully this year I'll do the endurance 1 hour race there. So the biggest difference, I suppose, being a small unit in comparison to competing with one of the larger units, is that they have a lot more resources behind them in terms of data, experienced people, engineers that can offer assistance in terms of how to improve your driving, how to make the car faster in terms of adjustments, etc. Apart from that, having a bigger budget, you know, allows you to spend more money on the car, do more testing, take the car out more often and do more testing and enhance your own driving skills. At the moment, of course, having a limited budget, I'm limited to that, so I don't do as much testing as I should and as realistically is required, but for what I do, I think I'm pretty competitive and I'm still enjoying myself, which is the main aim. Software, I suppose, go together in racing. The hardware is more critical than the software, so learning to use the hardware in terms of, you know, driving the car, understanding the way the car handles on the racetrack, understanding how the car changes its characteristics by subtle changes. These are the things that I started to learn racing, but then there are other areas, for example, you know, critical areas that you get taught by actually just practicing and then viewing your own data via either analysing the software data or even the video. So they're the sort of 2 areas that I focus on now. But not forgetting that I'm there to enjoy myself, and it is a hobby, so we're not pushing for championships at this point, but if one comes along, we'll be more than happy. Obviously, to fund something like this hobby, it is an expensive hobby, so to fund that you need to have a substantial income coming in. Real estate, it is my passion as well, so I love doing real estate and property, and I have been doing it for the last 20 years. and it has allowed me to get to this point. So I never forget where my passion lies and stick to that during the day, and that's what gives me the opportunity to race, when I do. So that's what I love to do.